Hey, this is Christy Bridges from One Moment Wiser, and I was just praying with some friends of mine and thought I'd share that prayer with you. Today is Juneteenth. Today is the day that people who had been freed were told that they were free. I think for all of us, that is huge. We are free, and we don't always realize it. We sometimes give ourselves over to the manipulations of sin or destructive habits or bad communication, not realizing that we have choices. And today, a lot of people are looking back in horror at some of the choices we've made, and maybe feeling a little bit helpless or fearful or resentful because we don't need to continue in the same destructive cycles. We have to make change. But I just wanted to start out by letting you know that in Proverbs 21:1, we're told the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turns it whichever way he likes. Now, that doesn't just apply to the king. It applies to the president, it applies to the elected officials, but it also applies to you and me, the heads of our households, the independent, strong people who need to have a sense of power. It applies to our officers of the law, and it applies to our men and our women who want to feel safe when they talk to an officer. It applies to the parents who are raising their kids. So we can put our hands, our hearts, in whatever direction we want them to, feeling like we have the power. And sometimes we can hurt ourselves that way or cause generations of hurt. Or we can trust God, who will turn our hearts in the direction he wants. And if he made this universe, and he made us individually as incredible as we are, then he can probably tell which way our hearts should go that would be good for us, that will help, that will accomplish what he wants and give us true power and true freedom. In Ephesians 3, it tells us, Paul praises for his people, and I was praying this for you. I pray that out of his glorious riches, he may strengthen you with power through the Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. Trust him. He knows the way to go. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. He is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. If you've ever loved someone, you know the power. It takes over your mind. It takes over your actions. You would fight a lion to protect that person you love. And God's love is even bigger than that and more perfect, because even though he knows us, he loves us. Whether we love him or not, he loves us. Let's log into that power. Let's connect with him today so that we know the fullness of his love and operate in his power. God bless you.